There are two other aspects that I was guided to look at that are also a part of my twin flame purpose and my twin flame journey and my twin flame mission. Was one of them was the fact that my masculine might come back with a baby that he had with the karmic while in the separation period. Okay, so not before, or it could be while you were interacting with him, but you are not aware of it, or in the separation period, which is my case, right? So first I had to do all the work with the comics, and then to know that he was with one of them, and now and then I had to do this aspect that he might come back with a baby, and it was also very challenging because I was guided to do it before I was guided to do the healing about maybe the possibility of my own pregnancy within the journey, right? So it was right at the beginning of our separation period, and it was very, very difficult for me. So I was looking for other twin flame that might have gone through this experience, and maybe I could, that could help me to go through mine, but there was not really anything that was helpful. People were talking about it more on a general aspect, like, you have to consider everything that could happen in your twin flame journey. So anyway, I did go through the whole healing, and the main limiting belief that came up for me at the core of this healing journey was that I was defining myself to know who I was, to be a woman in general, or to be a woman in a romantic relationship, and as a human being, through the idea of being able to conceive a child, to produce an heir, to be able to carry a baby, right? So that gave me my sense of existence and value. So parallelly, it will be the same in my masculine, that my masculine only knows who he is as a man, and also as a man in a couple, in a romantic relationship, and as a human being, his whole existence was based on the fact if he could produce an heir, if he could make sure that the lineage was assured, if he was basically able to make sure that his woman was carrying a child. So I had to look at it for my specific dynamic with the comics, because I had two comics that I was aware of that I had to work with, and so I looked at all the past lives, the other timelines, and all the aspects, how it came about, how it played out. And so but at the core of all the healing was this limiting belief that kept coming up. Okay, now once I've done the whole healing, right, then the position that I was holding after the healing was, okay, now if he's coming back with a baby, then now I can embrace this baby in my life, knowing that is not a representation of our story or our karma that has been playing out. It is a separate being. It is a separate entity that is not attached to our karma, which is our story, that we needed to play out in order to heal, right? So like in every healing, use the story, use the karma, use the past life or the other timeline, plus the story that is going on in your life that is mirrored, in order to tap into the healing. right? In order for you to be able to really go into the healing and to connect to the emotions. But once you've done that, you have to let go of the stories. You have to let go of the circumstances and the players and the roles that they play. It's a script that is done, right? And so the baby, it's not a representation of this story, is now the result of the healing, right? It's the other side, right? So it's, in a way, the representation of a shadow side that we all have, that has been transmuted, that has been healed, and now it's not that we want to forget about it because we've done the healing and now it's something that we used to have. No, it's a shadow side that we have, and we are acting from when we are living from a place of being wounded. But once you have done the healing and you have transmuted it, by accepting it into your life, which is represented by this baby in this case, is making it a part of you. Is about integrating these shadows within you. It is a part of you, not something that you want to reject and cut off and put it outside of yourself because it was something that you used to have. No, it's something that you have, that it only comes up or gets activated if you are living from a place of being wounded. But once you've done the healing and you have transmuted it, it's not in the shadow anymore, because by bringing it up for healing, it is in the light. And that's what the definition of turning something from the shadow into light. It's doing the healing process, to do the transmutation and to make it a part of you, to accept and to validate that it is your healing journey and is a part of you, and you are a being that is going through growth and healing, and that is something that you cannot separate from within yourself, right? So in this specific case, just see the baby as a representation of a shadow that has been transmuted, and now that you are fully integrating it within yourself, back into yourself, right? To be a part of you. And so you are accepting who you really are. That when you are living from a place wounded, you can be in your shadows. But when you are healed, you are living in a place of light. So this baby represents light. And if you are wondering if your masculine is ever going to come back with a baby and is going to be able to face you with a baby from a karmic, well, if you have done the healing and if you are in this space where you are able to accept all the shadows that are within you, then it's going to be exactly the same for your masculine. There's no even doubt or questioning to have, because he's you and you are him. And as long as you are in that healed state and you hold this frequency, it will be exactly the same for him on his own time, but you'll be exactly the same.